The full moon in Gemini, time to determine where to focus your energy and align your priorities accordingly. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. Yes, the full moon in Gemini energy begins on December 15th. So in the first part of this video, I'm gonna go over the 3 things that everyone should know about this full moon. Then I will go over how it will affect your individual sign. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. The full moon in Gemini takes place on Sunday, December 15th at 9:01 a.m. Universal Time, which will be 1:04 a.m. Pacific Time, 4:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be 8:01 p.m. in Sydney, Australia, and 11:01 a.m. in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's jump right into the 3 things you need to know in order to make the most of this energetic opening. Number 1, this full moon will bring the powerful energy of the number 6 and the magical tarot energy of the Lovers card. The number 6 in numerology represents harmony, balance, and responsibility. So if you are seeing the number 6 or variations of the number 6 often leading up to, during, and even for the 2 weeks following the full moon, this is a message to you that in order to end this year with a strong momentum and to start 2025 off already in the flow, it will be very beneficial to resolve any unresolved issues in your relationships. It will also be important to make sure that you are giving as much as you are receiving and receiving as much as you are giving in your relationships. And above all else, it will be so beneficial for you to balance the energy that you dedicate to pursuing your goals with the energy that you invest in nurturing your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. The number 6 is all about harmony and restoring balance, and perfect balance is very difficult, of course. It's something that you can always be working on, but the more harmonious of an energy that you can create for yourself, the more you can set a foundation for you to thrive in all ways. That way, when challenges come up, you feel strong and you feel confident and you feel able to face those challenges, which will guarantee that you will be stepping into 2025 with the right energy and in the flow. Now, the Lovers card represents choices, connection, and personal alignment. And this is bringing you the message that every choice that you make is what shapes your reality. One choice can be the determining factor in what your life experiences are going to be moving forward. And this isn't to stress you out and make you nervous about every choice that you make. It's actually the opposite. Knowing that you have the power in your hands, you will no longer sit back and be reactive to the circumstances that are the result of the people around you and the choices that they make. Instead, you will be proactive and decide what choice is in your soul's best interest based on what you genuinely desire and what feels right for you and what logically makes sense for you. Then take action and adjust accordingly as results unfold. Number 2. This full moon in Gemini will be forming a positive aspect with Venus in Aquarius, a challenging aspect with Mercury in Sagittarius, and an intensifying aspect with Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. The moon's relationship with Venus, the planet of love and money, will elevate your mood, it will elevate your confidence, and it will open up positive energy relative to the relationships and connections in your life. So this is absolutely a fantastic planetary alignment for accomplishing all of the things that we were talking about when it comes to the number 6 and the Lovers card. Venus will be working perfectly with these energies because as you address any issues that attempt to deepen connections or even create new connections, Venus will be working with you to heighten the probability for positive outcomes. And this is also a very positive energy for money and financial abundance, especially for those of you that have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus placement. Now, the moon's relationship with Mercury, the planet of communication and learning that will be going direct on the same day, can lend to you being overly analytical one moment and overly emotional the next. Now, the good news is this will be the day that Mercury does go direct, so at least the influence of complication will be diminished. However, if you allow your mind or your emotions to take you down a path of extremes, they will. But this is easily counterbalanced by your awareness. Meaning if you find that you are starting to overanalyze something, or if you find that you are having an extreme emotional reaction to something, by you having awareness, you don't have to ride the wave. You can take a deep breath, or a few deep breaths, let it pass you by, assess the situation as the observer, then determine what is the most balanced approach that serves your highest self, and then take action if necessary. This will save you from a world of drama, and it will also get you in the habit of using that formula whenever you get triggered emotionally or mentally. And the moon's relationship with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, and prosperity, this will increase your luck and elevate your mood. And this also, because Mercury goes direct on the same day, will mark an excellent time to see some realized gains on previous investments. And this includes achievements of certain goals relative to time invested. So this is an excellent relationship between the full moon and Jupiter, which is making this the perfect combination for the end of the year momentum that we are all wanting to create. Number 3, the full moon in Gemini is a time to sharpen your focus and align your priorities. You now have the opportunity to bring clarity and purpose to your life by assessing where your energy is being directed, determining what it is that matters most to you, and then making the choice to give your time and energy to what you want to see grow in your life. The Sagittarius sun urges you to zoom out and connect with the big picture, reminding you of the importance of aligning your daily actions with your long-term aspirations. Together, the Gemini moon and the Sagittarius sun create a powerful cosmic synergy, balancing the details with the vision and the mind with the spirit. This is a time to embrace both curiosity and decisiveness, cutting through distractions to focus on what truly matters. This will pave the way to a strong momentum of success as you turn the page on 2024 and set the tone for 2025. Now let's find out what this full moon in Gemini means for your individual sign. Okay, my powerful Aries, this full moon energy is going to be in your 3rd house. So Aries, this is going to be one of those full moons that isn't very emotional for you, but you might find yourself feeling overwhelmed with life or uncertain when it comes to the decisions that need to be made in your life. This full moon may also bring up a situation that highlights how you express yourself and how you receive information, but I'm going to get to that in a moment. First, let's address the fact that this time of year, life can get pretty intense. And as an Aries, you like to try and really get everything done and as much as you possibly can, but you might be spreading yourself a bit too thin. So this full moon will be all about you taking a deep breath, taking a moment to yourself, and making a list of things that you need to get done, starting with that top priority and then going in order. Not only is this going to give you some relief when it comes to that overwhelming feeling, but it's also going to help you from being forgetful. Now, there also may be a decision on the table that you need to make, and if there is, the best way for you to decide what is right for you is to first forget about what's most practical, just for the moment, and ask yourself which direction excites you more. If you weren't thinking about practicality or what challenges could come up, just ask yourself what direction excites you the most, which direction is more aligned with what you truly want for yourself in terms of the big picture of your life, because more than likely that is the direction to go. Sure, challenges may come up, but you can address them as they show up. Remember, it's not your job to predict the future, it's your job to establish what it is that you want, what excites you, and fully commit to going in that direction and doing your best on that path. This way you know you have no regrets and you know you are following your truth. Not to mention, we are in Sagittarius season. Mercury will be going direct on the same day as the full moon. So it's time to take some risks, Aries. And you're not a stranger to that. You actually do really, really well under that sort of pressure. Now, when it comes to how you express yourself and how you receive information, don't be surprised if this full moon brings up a situation where the outcome will be totally contingent on your ability to ask for exactly what it is that you want with someone else, and your ability and openness to hear exactly what it is that they want or need without judgment. Remember, there is a solution for every conflict if both parties have the opportunity to express themselves clearly and both parties have the desire to make sure that the other is satisfied with the solution. So overall, Aries, there will be a lot going on for you during this full moon energy, but it is during Sagittarius season, and this full moon will be in Gemini, so the outcomes will be favorable for you. Just do your part by operating from your higher self and remain excited for the growth and expansion that this energy can bring. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aries. Okay, my powerful Taurus, this full moon energy is going to be in your 2nd house. So Taurus, this full moon is exactly what you need at this point in the year. This is assessment time. It's time for you to truly define what is important to you. What are your priorities? What are your goals? And then ask yourself, Are you giving your energy and your focus and your optimism to those goals? Or are you allowing yourself to be frustrated by emotional distractions or disappointments? This is the final chapter of 2024, Taurus, and Capricorn season is right around the corner, which is a fantastic energy for you. And the full moon that takes place during Capricorn season, which will be at the start of 2025, will be in Cancer, which is also an excellent energy for you. And you will be able to make some major headway during that time. And the way you make sure that you capitalize on all of this fantastic energy coming up is by taking the time during this full moon energy in Gemini, which means the days leading up to, during, and for the 2 weeks following the full moon. If you use that time period to establish what you know you need to let go of, and then let it go. Then establish what is challenging you, but you know the best thing for you is to stay on board with it and commit to now seeing that circumstance as a gift. So that way you are engaging with those circumstances with a consciousness that will allow that situation to serve its purpose, and finally establish who you see yourself being stepping into this next year. Ask yourself, what life do you see yourself living? Feel that, envision it, imagine it. Know that it already exists, and it's just a matter of that vision being downloaded into your reality as a reflection of what you know to be true about yourself and for yourself. But you have to get rid of any thought patterns or any fears or frustrations to allow that internal belief and clarity to radiate to its full energetic potential. Now, the second house also indicates that you may have some money coming your way, which is always great news. And if it isn't physical money right at this moment, this full moon does indicate that your relationship with abundance is opening up, and the flow and momentum of that flow is also beginning to pick up. So look at this as an opportunity, Taurus, to do some assessments, and as a result, some planning for all of the excitement that you have coming your way once Capricorn season comes along. Now, the best thing you can do for yourself is get a head start by taking part in the activities that you know result in you feeling like your best self, which means being really healthy when it comes to what you eat, when it comes to working out, when it comes to meditating or any other sort of mental wellness practices. This is the time to take care of yourself. Show the universe how elevated your self-worth has become, so that way the universe can manifest a reflection of that self-worth. This is the way to ensure that 2025 will be so much better than 2024. And this is whether 2024 was challenging for you or not. 2025 is definitely set up to be much more exciting. So take the time right now during this full moon in Gemini to make the necessary changes to get yourself right where you need to be energetically. That's what will ensure that 2025 will be better. Because if you stay the same with the same mentality, it could potentially be worse now. So use this full moon to get into the flow as we move into this next chapter, Taurus. Embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Taurus. Okay, my powerful Geminis, this full moon energy is gonna be in your first house. So Gemini, this is that time of year to really get it together. We are in the opposing energy to your Gemini energy because we're in Sagittarius season. So more than likely, this has been an intense time for you, because when your Gemini energy is diminished by that Sagittarius sun, you are left to see how you operate and how you perceive the world around you when the other signs in your chart take the lead, which more than likely will result in you being able to identify what in your life currently you are really happy with, and what you want to expand upon, and what in your life you are currently dissatisfied with, helping you really bring focus to the areas where you want change in your life. So we have this full moon in Gemini coming along to bring a surge of that Gemini energy back. So now you can finalize with absolute clarity your plan in terms of what you want your life to look like as you step into the closing weeks of 2024 and you start 2025. With this plan, you can then start a strong momentum leading into this transitional time, so that way you have a head start on a successful year. The Sagittarius sun is bringing you a vision of the big picture, and this full moon in Gemini is bringing you the ability to work out the details, and this being in your first house is letting you know that it all starts with you, Gemini. No more excuses. Yes, there are so many outside influences in your life that you cannot control, but what you can control is how you decide to respond to those outside influences and how you decide to show up in your own life. And the more you are clear and consistent with that, and you do so from a place of loving yourself and choosing to be the best version of yourself and engage in the activities and practices that amplify and strengthen that best version of yourself, the more you can guarantee that you are living the life that is meant for you to live, which will lead to fulfillment and a feeling of peace and overall happiness, even in the face of frustration. So this full moon and this information is so much less about predicting what's gonna happen and so much more about reminding you that you do have a major influence in terms of what your life looks like and how you experience it. So take your power back, Gemini. Know that you are capable and you are smart and you are creative and you are ready to release anything that has been holding you back. So that way you make space for what is necessary in your life to uplift you. So this full moon is about stepping into the best version of yourself, so that way you can take that version into 2025, which is very exciting. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon in Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancerians, this full moon energy is going to be in your 12th house. So Cancers, get ready, because this full moon is going to be a spiritual awakening for you. You have felt it leading up to this full moon. You may have been having many realizations about your past, about how your past has influenced the way that you navigate your present. And this will have some positive influences in terms of how your past may show up in your personality. And it will also have some ways that it shows up that increases more conflict in your life and creates some obstacles, some blocking energy, blocking some blessings that may be trying to come your way. And the good news is, if you are ready to do the work, this 12th house full moon opening can truly be a time where you make the biggest change of your life. This is because the reason our past has an effect on our present is due to the fact that past experiences are a window into what our subconscious programming is. When you have an experience that has an intense effect on you emotionally, especially if that experience is repeated, and then you repeat it in your mind with your memory, then that creates a belief about life and about yourself that is programmed into your subconscious. Well, the 12th house is the full moon energy that connects you to your subconscious more than any other full moon. So this is your time of year to reprogram your subconscious. And the way that you do that is to consistently tell yourself. And when I say consistently, I mean before you fall asleep at night, when you wake up in the morning, whenever you do your meditations or prayers or journaling, and especially when negative situations arise and negative behaviors within you arise. Tell yourself in all of those moments that your past does not define you. Say, I am not broken, I am healed, I am strong, and I'm fully capable of facing any situation with a completely new perspective based on what I know to be true and what is in my soul's best interest. Now, you may be having intense dreams during this full moon energy. Many emotions may come up. Some conflicts may also arise. These are all opportunities to be the observer. You can watch your experiences from a place of awareness, meaning you can observe your emotions as they come up. And tell yourself that you're gonna let the feelings happen without connecting to them mentally. You don't have to agree to go on the ride that the feeling wants to take you on. You can breathe through it and observe it. And once the feeling starts to diminish a bit, which it will if you don't connect to it mentally, then you can decide what choice you're gonna make that's in your soul's best interest. You can then decide what action you are going to take, not based on who you were in the past, or what has happened to you in the past, and what you've been through in the past, and the fears and insecurities that may have created, or the fears and insecurities that may have been created by the past. Instead, you're gonna make your choice based on who you are now, the information and intelligence and strength and love that you have now. Make your choices from that place. This is how you can utilize the energy of this full moon in a way that can be life-changing, Cancer. So no more outdated subconscious programming. It's time to reprogram your belief system in a way that works for you, in a way that results in love, in a way that results in optimism, and in a way that results in confidence, not fear and insecurity. This is a very exciting full moon for you Cancerians out there. So embrace this energetic opening. You can do this. Happy full moon, Cancers. Okay, my powerful Leos, this full moon energy is going to be in your 11th house. So Leos, this is actually party time for you. Many of the other astrological energies may have a pretty dramatic time with this full moon, but for you, this is a celebration. The reason I'm saying this is because this full moon is going to mark some serious momentum towards achieving or even actually realizing a goal that you have been working on for a while. More than likely, it is a smaller short-term goal that will be the type of goal that will be achieved during this time. And if it's a more long-term, big picture goal, then that will be the type of goal that you will see some majorly positive momentum towards achieving it. Now, if you've been unsure when it comes to what direction to take regarding some sort of goal or situation in your life. This full moon will also bring you clarity in this area. This full moon is also likely to bring a connection with someone new or deepen a connection with someone that you already have in your life. And this person will be a person that plays a major role when it comes to you realizing those big picture goals for yourself. Now, because this full moon is in your 11th house, and due to the fact that Mercury will be going direct on the same day, this full moon could also indicate that a conflict with a friend could either come up, or a conflict that is lingering could get resolved. Now, know that resolution could come in the form of productive conversation where the two of you mend the disconnect and then deepen the friendship, or the resolution could come in the form of you realizing that you have done all that you can do and maybe the friendship has run its course and it's time to let that connection go. However this shows up in your life, Leo, just know that the result will be for the best. This also indicates, because this is in your 11th house, that some realized gains from investments may be showing up for you. And if you're thinking, well, Sean, I haven't invested any money recently, that's okay. And if you have, great, then this will indicate that those investments are likely to show returns. But when I say investments, it doesn't have to apply to money. This could mean time invested into a project or into a relationship. This will also yield positive gains for those situations also. So overall, Leos, the important thing to know is that although the full moon is known for being emotional, and it may be a little emotional for you because all full moons do bring waves of emotion, you can actually rest assured that this full moon energy is bringing waves of positivity for you, and influences of expansion and clarity and connection and even abundance, which is very exciting. And it's also a great energy as we enter into the transition period from 2024 into 2025. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Leos. Okay, my powerful Virgos, this full moon energy is going to be in your 10th house. So Virgos, the 10th house is actually a very compatible energy for you. So this full moon is going to have a strong and positive influence for you when it comes to your financial world. Now, full moons can be emotional, and this one in particular can be emotional if you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius as your moon sign. However, for you, Virgo, this energy is less about emotion and more about bringing a strong wave of successful momentum when it comes to what it is that you do for a living and when it comes to how you are perceived by the public and the world around you. So if you are someone that either wants to or you do already work as a content creator, either as a way of income or to promote a business, just know that you are likely to experience an uptick in engagement and or your following on social media. So this is a great time for posting and for posting consistently. This is also a time, Virgos, for you to ask for a raise if you've been waiting for the perfect time to do so, or if you have been looking for work, you are likely to find what you've been looking for. Or if you are already in a job that you enjoy and you've been there for a while, this is a time where you are likely to receive more responsibility, which can lead to more money. And if not more money, then at least it will lead to recognition and appreciation. But let's hope it's more money. Now, if you have been having a problem with someone at work, this will be a time where that disconnect or conflict is likely to reach an intensity that will open the door to resolution if you take that opportunity. So if you find yourself in a conflict with someone you work with, don't avoid the situation, but focus on solutions when you confront it. Use solution-oriented communication, and you are likely to find common ground and resolution, especially because Mercury will be going direct on the same day as the full moon. Now, this can also mark an unexpected ending to a job, which can be a very challenging and scary circumstance to face, but just know if this does show up for you, this is not the start of a downward spiral. Instead, it is the universe's way of assisting you when it comes to getting you on the right path. It means that that job is no longer the place for you to be. So don't waste any time on worry or regret or frustration or sadness or fear. If those feelings come up, don't fight them, but also don't attach to them. Don't follow that energy. Instead, take a deep breath, observe it, and allow it to pass, and then get excited about what is next for you, focusing on where you would like to be professionally, and then go in that direction. Only worrying about the first step, or thinking about, don't worry about anything, just think about the first step. But overall, Virgos, know that this full moon in the 10th house is a positive energy for you. You can navigate this with confidence and with the knowing that this is likely to bring positive momentum for you, which is very exciting as we transition from 2024 into 2025. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Virgos. Okay, my powerful Libras, this full moon energy is going to be in your 9th house. So finally, Libras, a full moon that may be emotional, but that is highly likely to inspire emotions like excitement, optimism and curiosity. This is a time of year where there is a lot of reflection going on, and because of the holidays, there can also be some heavy emotions that come along with that. But luckily for you, Libra, this full moon in Gemini is going to influence you in the way where your desire for new experiences and new connections is going to increase. And this desire will not be connected to a feeling of lack in any way. You will just feel a wave of inspiration and even heightened physical energy, which will bring on the motivation to get up and try some new things and meet some new people. It is likely you may have travel coming up during this full moon energy. And the good news is Mercury will be going direct on the same day. So this diminishes that influence that Mercury retrograde has on things like travel or communication. So if you do have an opportunity to travel, absolutely take it. Now, whether you travel or not, it is also likely that you may meet someone from a different culture or background than you during this time, and this interaction is likely to spark a new understanding or perspective for you, Libra. This connection may even develop into something more substantial in the coming weeks or months. Now, this full moon is coming at the perfect time for you because as we transition from 2024 into 2025, this ninth house is going to assist you in getting past any emotional challenges or frustrations that you may have experienced this year. And it will also open up your mental perspective to seeing the possibilities that lie ahead for you in 2025. So this is the perfect energy to get a head start on the upcoming year. This could be a great time to write down your top 3 goals for the year. I like to do one goal for my professional life, like a number in terms of how much money I plan to make this year. And if you're retired, this can be maybe how much you intend to make with your investments, or you might just want to set a goal of something that you want to try that you never could before, you didn't have the time or the space to do before. And my second goal is usually health and wellness related, like committing to the gym 5 or 6 days a week. And my third goal is always related to love and relationships. And yours don't have to be in these categories. I just want to give you a jumping point or like an outline so that way you don't have to think, okay, well, what are, the parameters in which I can make this list. So overall, Libra, just know that this full moon energy is very positive for you. It's sure to bring experiences that will enrich your life and open the door to optimism for the year ahead, which is very exciting. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Libra. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, this full moon energy is going to be in your 8th house. So Scorpio, you will be right at home in this feeling and this energy. You are actually the ruler of the 8th house. So embracing what you do best during this time will be the way to go if you want to get the most out of this full moon energy. Now, the 8th house is the house of confronting fears and exploring the depths of your psyche. So this is the time of year for you to take a good, hard look at your life situation with the excitement of understanding who you have become, who you have been this year, who you have become at this point in your life, and who you see yourself being as you close this chapter on 2024 and step into 2025. Whatever comes up in your life during this full moon energy will be a window into who you are. If you're in a relationship, don't be surprised if some circumstances arise that are connected to the sexual dynamic between the two of you, or the financial dynamic between the two of you, or both of those topics. Just know that if these issues do come up, be excited to talk about these things and to face them head on, making sure to take ownership for the role that you play in the dynamic. And also be sure to work as a team with your significant other to reach an understanding and an agreement where you both feel resolved and even excited about the outcome. The 8th house is also the house of transformation. So if there is any habit that you have, Scorpio, or any behavior or any way of thinking that you know undermines your success in any way, and you want to make a commitment to changing this area of your life, this is actually the absolute best time of year to do this, because a full moon in your 8th house is an energetic opening where the likelihood of you being successful at making this sort of change and then sticking to this sort of change is at a yearly high. So this can be an amazing time to give your energy and focus to how you do see yourself changing. And by the way, when I say change, I know as a Scorpio, at the core of who you are, you will remain true to that. I'm just talking about some of the habits and defense mechanisms or coping mechanisms that we develop along the way in life that actually cover up our authentic selves. When I say change, I mean transforming that sort of energy. So that way you can operate from that authentic part of who you are without feeling the need to engage in any thought patterns or any activities that do get in the way of you being in the flow and you being successful at creating the fulfilling life that you deserve. Now, this can also be a time where if there is anything that has been hidden from you, Scorpio, and it needs to be revealed, it is likely to be revealed. Or if there's something that you have been hiding from someone else, this is likely to come to light. So be prepared for that. Overall, this is an intense full moon for you, but an intensely positive one, because as we start this transition from 2024 into 2025, this will be the perfect opportunity for anything that needs to come to the surface to be revealed. So that way you can bring awareness to it, address it, resolve it, and then release it. Release that energy, making space for new experiences and perspectives and the manifesting into reality the life that you envision for yourself. This is a full moon that is truly a time for transformation, Scorpio, which for some can be scary, but not for you because you actually thrive and feel most alive in this sort of process. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Scorpio. Okay, my powerful Sagittarians, this full moon energy is going to be in your 7th house. So Sagittarius, it's your turn in the midst of your season, which I hope you are having a fantastic Sagittarius season, in the midst of your season where you are meant to give focus to the self and what you desire, all while experiencing your rebirth. This full moon in Gemini, this energy is bringing you the reminder that part of life's balance when dealing with the self is addressing any relationship issues that may be in your life. Now, this doesn't always have to mean that a bunch of issues are going to come up in the relationships that you do have going on in your life. But what this does mean is that the relationships in your life may be requiring or requesting more of your time during this full moon. And if this is the case, rather than getting frustrated, embrace the circumstances and know that this is the universe's way of assisting you when it comes to striking the necessary balance between give and take in your life, between your professional world and your personal world, between the energy that you give yourself and the energy that you give others. So if this balance is currently in a good place, then fantastic. This is great for you. This means that this may be a time where you just meet someone new if you're single, or you may just deepen a connection that you already have. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This can also just be deepening the connections in your life, the relationships that are close in your close circle. But if this balance is off, then yes, conflict can arise in your relationships. And if it does, rather than get frustrated and attempt to avoid dealing with it, be excited about the opportunity to address the imbalance, and know that by addressing this imbalance, you are only going to make your life better, because if you address the imbalance and resolve any conflicts, this will change that part of your life from a source of stress to a source of support and strength and even confidence and excitement, which is the role relationships are meant to play in your life. Now, also know that resolution does at times mean the ending of a relationship, but if you have done all that you can when it comes to communication, while taking responsibility in whatever part you may have played in any sort of disconnect, and you have done your best to resolve the situation, and there's still no solution, then this may mean that the relationship has run its course. But in the end, this can absolutely be a good thing too. This 7th house full moon can also indicate a nice wave of financial abundance coming your way, which is always exciting. But overall, just know that this is your time to create a healthy foundation for yourself when it comes to the relationships in your life. This way, as you step out of your rebirth season and transition into 2025, you are doing so with a clean slate and a renewed excitement, and carrying no unresolved energy, even when it comes to relationships, which will give you the perfect setup to make 2025 your best year yet. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, this full moon energy is going to be in your 6th house. So Capricorns, this full moon is coming right around the corner from Capricorn season. And the 6th house for a full moon is actually the perfect energy to complement that 12th house Sagittarius sun. And this is why. If you've watched my Sagittarius sun video, you know that this is the preparation phase for you, a time where everything is coming up, everything's coming to the surface and being revealed to you in your life situation in order to give you the opportunity to get clear on what it is that you want for the end of the year and going into 2025. So in the midst of these realizations that are taking place, this full moon in the 6th house is coming along to assist you when it comes to cleaning out all of the physical clutter and revising your physical space. Now, the 12th house cleans out the spiritual, emotional, and psychological clutter. The 6th house brings the focus to the physical. So if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by your daily schedule, this will be a time to revise that schedule in a way that really works for you. If you find that you have some unfinished tasks that are lingering, like those irritating, detail-oriented tasks, those mundane tasks, if they're still lingering, this will be the time to get those done. If you have been burning the candle at both ends while not tending to your health, this is likely to be a time where an illness of some sort may flare up or come to the surface. This will be a time where if you have any issues at work to deal with, they will be amplified as well. And I know as you hear this, you're thinking, wow, this full moon sounds like it sucks. It sounds very irritating. But the truth is, this is actually a very exciting time because this is the universe's way of helping you out and letting you know, hey Capricorn, if you take the time now to give energy to resolving and restructuring these things in these areas of your life, basically the tedious physical tasks, that area of your life, not only will you find that things will work out smoothly because you're tending to these things during a time where the energy is set up to support this type of activity, but also if you choose to do these things now, you will have the gift of being able to step into your season with no unresolved energy, with clarity mentally and spiritually because of that 12th house sun transit. And this will also allow you to experience a rebirth season from a foundation that is supportive of a fresh start, where you won't be distracted by unresolved energy. And instead, you can focus on the new energy of your season, and you will have that mental space and the physical space to start bringing in a new wave of experiences and connections and abundance, which is very exciting, Capricorn. So overall, look at this full moon as an opportunity to take care of anything and everything that needs to be tended to. You also have Mercury going direct on the same day, which is also in support of finishing any unfinished business. And this will all put you into an incredible flow as we approach your season. Let's go, Capricorns. You got this. Embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Capricorns. Okay, my powerful Aquarians, this full moon energy is going to be in your 5th house. So Aquarius, as we come upon the end of the year, you are set up to have some very positive energy coming your way. This full moon is likely to bring you a wave of creativity that will result in an idea or an opportunity that can change the game for you. And this full moon will be taking place as Mercury goes direct. So if you do find yourself having an idea that you're excited about, do not hold back when it comes to putting it into action. This is actually the perfect time of year for you to stumble upon inspiration that can serve to lead you down an exciting path as we step into the transition period from 2024 to 2025. Now, if you've been wanting to manifest love, this full moon can also mark a time period where a friendship connection that you have can turn into something more. If you've been casually dating someone, this is also a time where it's likely that the two of you decide to potentially take it to the next level. Also, if you're already in a long-term relationship or even married and the two of you have been wanting to have children, this 5th house full moon energy increases the likelihood of conceiving, which is very exciting. Now, the 5th house also represents a connection to your inner child, and this could mean a few things. And being that Mercury retrograde will be going direct on the same day as the full moon, this could indicate an experience that brings up some major emotions and then results in a major healing and a major change for the better in your life, which is very exciting. So keep your awareness heightened for that sort of experience. This could also just indicate that you find yourself connecting to what it is that you truly love, what brings you joy. Being able to connect to that inner child is actually very helpful when it comes to connecting to what it is that really lights you up. And this can be just the head start that you need going into Capricorn season, which is going to be a time of figuring out exactly what it is that you do envision for yourself in terms of 2025. So the more healing and the more clarity that you have going into that time period, the more successful you are going to be at determining exactly what it is that you want, Aquarius, which is only going to make your season, Aquarius season, and your rebirth during that time much more exciting. So overall, Aquarius, this 5th house energy is very positive for you. It's bringing opportunity, creative inspiration, maybe even some romance, and definitely some fun and reigniting of your passion for life and what you enjoy about life. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, this full moon energy is going to be in your 4th house. So Pisces, this is actually going to be a pretty chill full moon for you, which will be right on time as we shift from 2024 into 2025. This will be a time that is much less about achieving your goals or focusing on your career or money, and much more about you taking the time necessary to tend to your foundation, your inner home and your outer home. As a Pisces, you are so susceptible to the energy around you. So it is so important to make sure that your living space is energetically supportive of you being able to be in that space and feel safe and feel the ability to recharge your battery. So this full moon will absolutely bring into focus what needs to shift about that space around you. If you live with someone, it could be about having a conversation with them to really come up with some necessary agreements to make your living space more enjoyable. If you live alone, then this could just be about restructuring or redecorating, or it may even mean coming to the conclusion that a move is in order. However this manifests for you, this is definitely the time period to assess your living situation to determine if it is healthy and supportive for you, and if it is, fantastic, but if not, it's about determining what needs to change, because this will be a very important part of your success moving into 2025. Also, this is the time to tend to your inner home, meaning if you have any conflict with loved ones, especially family members, this is also a time where if you address these issues, the likelihood for resolution is increased. My theory with family is acceptance is key. If you accept someone that you love for exactly who they are and meet them from that space of acceptance, you are going to have a much easier time maintaining a relationship with them. Now, this does not mean that you need to let someone mistreat you. You can absolutely accept someone and love someone and have healthy boundaries at the same time. The most important thing is that you don't waste time on a conflict that won't change anything and that will only lead to disconnect. So overall, Pisces, this full moon in Gemini is a time to retreat a bit from the chaos of the outside world and tend to your inner world, your home environment, in preparation for this big shift from 2024 to 2025. This way you can step into 2025 ready to make it your best year yet. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Pisces. Okay, so there you have it. The top 3 things that you need to know about this full moon in Gemini, along with some insight into how your sign can make the most of this energetic opening. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.